Wagwan, wagwan, wagwan. We're gonna wait a few more minutes until people start chiming on in. We're gonna give it about a few more minutes until people start chiming on in. Yes, yes, yes. To all my wonderful people out there. Mm-hmm. Yep. We just waiting. We just waiting. Tapping in right now. All beautiful people. Conversation and reviews, baby. Conversation and reviews. When you chime in, please put a number one in the chat, like the video. Love to hear from you. Love to hear from each and every one of you. That's what make things so great is when we we come together. Not just coming together, but willing to go places and parts unknown. So we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing into gear. All my beautiful patrons, beautiful people. I'm coming from a place somewhere in the universe. And shout out to all the men and women out there, the kings and queens, even the little ones too, because Big Truck love the kids. You know, one of the things I like to do on my platform is spread love. You know, let it be known that this is a safe place for you to be yourself, express yourself, but also a place where you will not be judged and everything is authentic. You know, got my bourbon. Every man got to have a bourbon or a scotch. A good scotch, a good brandy, um, a good bourbon, just something that soothes the mood. But also, you got to be able to create a comfortable atmosphere because when you have an adult conversation, you know, it can go in so many ways. But you also want people to be comfortable, you know, be around you and be comfortable. Be in an environment and is comfortable. You know, there's a lot of good platforms out there, but I always encourage individuals see what's out there, pull from different places, know who to listen to and know who not to listen to. So we're gonna dive into this thing. This was sent to me, and I think the brother has a platform called I think his name is Rashad, if I'm not mistaken. Hold up. Oh yeah, Rashad Ritchie. So he has a platform, and we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna see what he's talking about. And yeah, we're gonna rap a taste a little bit. I'm quite sure he has some things to say. I know I'm gonna have some things to say. Then the spirit of the universe gonna take us home. So without further ado, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet and peep this shit out.
Interesting. Trump protest planned for April 5th. Some black folk are saying, we're going to sit this one out. Here it is.
1 million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th. 1 million people.
Sit your black ass down.
Now, black people, on April 5th, I have about 10 things that I need y'all to be doing. Let's start with it. Number 1, I need y'all to go to the beach and mop up the water. Yes, I do.
Sit your black ass down.
Number 2, I need y'all to open up your coffee seeds and count how many y'all have, okay? And let me know the number.
Sit your black ass down.
Number 3, I need y'all to go to Costco's. Go into the candy aisle. Get jelly beans and tell me how many it is. I need that. Yeah.
Sit your black ass down.
Because
So there's a march taking place or planned to take place April 5th. And black folk on TikTok are asking other blacks to sit this one out.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Let's see who really gonna do that shit. Okay? I'm gonna let this thing play a little bit, and we're gonna talk about it.
we not marching at all.
All right. Not the sentiment of everyone, but the sentiment of quite a few, enough to highlight for sure. So according to The Root, okay, in the 2024 election, 57% of white people voted to elect current President Donald Trump a second time. Now, it seems they are having buyer's remorse and are preparing to get information to let the White House know how they feel about the president they voted for. So Indivisible, Move On, and the Human Rights Campaign, these are all allies, okay, are among those groups working together to organize a national day of action on April 5th to protest what President Donald Trump and co-president Elon Musk are doing in the country.
So my thing is this here. When it comes down to it, folk are going to do what they're going to do. All right? Regardless. And you're asking blacks to sit this one out. Let me know how that worked for you. We all know that with this whole presidential rhythm of roll, this whole thing, it doesn't matter what my opinion is, okay? However, what I do is I gather information and we talk about it. Period. And It has nothing to do with Trump. It has nothing to do with Kamala Harris. Because we all know if Kamala Harris would have won, Kamala Harris wouldn't be doing half of the things that Trump is doing already. Large number of individuals are mad, crashing out because Trump is doing what he's doing. Kamala Harris wouldn't have done them things. Kamala Harris already told you when she said, I'm just not going to do anything or have nothing to do with blacks or do something for blacks, she shot herself in the foot with that one. But the truth did come out. And I'm going to let him speak a little bit, and I'm going to show y'all some real proof. Let's go.
Republican members of Congress who are sitting by watching and not doing a damn thing. But as they try to mobilize people to show up in big numbers at the state capitals and congressional offices to make their voices heard, many black people on TikTok are warning in the most hilarious way to stay home. In a new viral trend, some black people are hearing the call of their ancestors telling them, quote, sit your black ass down, as you heard in the mantra. Meanwhile, on top of all of this, you have folks online asking where is former VP Harris, saying that she should speak out against Trump. This is a political dynamic, but I want to make sure that I allow their opinions to be heard. Here it is.
Did you see all them folks up here asking about where Kamala Harris at? Why they all of a sudden looking for Kamala? Where was they at in November?
I've been seeing this thing like, where's Kamala at? Where Kamala at? Why you worried about it? Why you worried about where she at? When she was here, y'all didn't want to hear. Like, this is getting on my nerves. I have never seen y'all care so much about what a vice president did. Hey, did any of y'all check on Mitt Romney when he lost? Did any of y'all go check on what's old buddy John McCain when he lost? Did any of you? Did you even care? No, you didn't. At the end of the day, mind your business. It don't matter where she at. Y'all didn't want her here.
So let's say you apply to a job. You interview, you make it to the last round of that job. It's you and one other person. You don't get chosen for that job. Do you then hang out around that job, still see if maybe there's something available, still talk about that job, ask if you can volunteer? Oh no, you're moved on to the next thing. That's what Kamala Harris is doing. She's resting. She didn't get the job. She told y'all all of the things that are currently happening were going to happen. Nobody believed her. And now I see all of these people on my For You page, mainly white men, which is interesting, asking, where is Kamala Harris?
First off, Kamala Harris didn't say nothing of what would happen. Everything that came out of her mouth was word salad. You asked her a question, you never got a direct answer. But she kept giving you this story about how her and her sister and her mother was in this damn house. It has nothing to do with the president election, has nothing to do with Trump, has nothing to do with Kamala Harris. Let's take a look at this right quick, shall we? Here's the polls, because this right here was fucking hilarious to me. Okay, now, we see the male. Look at both sides. You see the female. Look at both sides. You see whites. Look at both sides. The one to focus on is the blacks from both sides. And then you got Latinos, Asians, and other on both sides. But the one to really pay attention to is the black side, the black. Now, so many blacks shot on each other, black women shot on black men for voting and so forth. This came out. Lo and behold, when the truth actually came out, all they did was switch the names and switch the colors. Trump blew her ass out the waterfront, out the water frame. Okay? And this is proof. So y'all carrying on, doing all this debating, doing all this talking stuff. See, when it comes to political views, that's why I don't get involved with it. I stay out of it. It doesn't matter about what I think or what my opinion is. I just gather information and I share it. Okay? What the agenda is going to be, the agenda is going to be. How it's going to go is how it's going to go. Okay? But I want to make some things clear. Because here it clearly states, and you see it for yourself, how many people voted for Trump in the race bracket, male and female. And then it came out that she paid people. She paid news editors. So if you switch this around, it was basically Trump that just shattered the glass with it. Okay? So we're going to go to another demographic graphic. Look at the states. He mopped the floor with her ass. Okay? States that were blue are now red. Just making it clear. This has nothing to do with Trump or Kamala Harris, but it has a lot to do with what Lyndon P. Jordan said. I would have these ends voting Democrat for 200 years. Many people seen that video. I've seen the video. So, of course, that has made people shift. The Democratic Party got pissed off and mad because a large number of blacks left their party and started voting Republican. That has came out. It has nothing to do with Kamala Harris or Trump. And now you got this bullshit going on. This supposedly to take place April 5th, and you asking blacks to stay home. I'm going to tell you something. April 5th, my ass is going to get up, get out, and enjoy life. If I'm going out to a restaurant, if I'm going to work, if I'm going to the damn arcade, if I'm going to go play slots and have me a drink and kick back and relax, I'm not going to get caught up in the political BS. I'm going to get out there and live and enjoy my life. Stay home. But see, y'all making it about y'all. I have not seen, it's not even about what I've seen. It's just funny and sad at the same time to see so many Democrats crash out. Y'all are just crashing out, taking it seriously. Even talks about violence. For what? Because a person has a different political view? So what? It's still human. Okay? Family members not talking to each other because of different viewpoints. Relationships are broken behind different viewpoints. Marriages are being destroyed behind different viewpoints. Are you kidding me? Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all need to grow the fuck up. Y'all some grown damn adults crashing out over a person's political views. It is not that damn serious. You got more things. Here's the thing. And even if you did say, Kamala Harris or Trump, to me, I can care less about both of them, really. But I do respect Trump because he is a businessman. Okay? And what they've done so far was expose so much that the Democratic Party has been doing with other people's money. I would too. If I'm working for a corporation, okay, or I'm working for a legal agency and I'm being paid to go in and find out who's stealing, we call that internal affairs. That's my job to do. I don't pick sides. I'm getting paid to do a job. What is the job? Find out who's stealing. Find out where all this money is going. It's not about being in my emotions. No, it's about being logic, doing your research, doing this, doing that, and coming from a law enforcement mindset, because you're getting paid to do a certain task and you need to do that certain task, and it has nothing to do about how you feel. It has nothing to do with your emotions. It has nothing to do because that's Trump or that's Kamala Harris. He's a Republican and she's a Democrat. It has nothing to do with all of that. I'm getting paid to do a certain task. What is that task? Find out where the money's going. Find out who's stealing. And we need to expose that and bring that to the forefront. Let's continue.
Kamala Harris is minding her business, as she should be.
I tuned into Bernie's Fight the Oligarchy tour. Great speech. Awesome. He is not saying anything that Kamala Harris didn't say on the campaign trail. Like, yes, he's saying the word oligarchy out loud, but like, Kamala Harris said fascism. Kamala Harris said wannabe dictator. Kamala Harris mentioned the billionaire class that Donald Trump was wanting to give tax cuts to, and not the working class people that she was trying to focus on. Like, I am glad that people are energized by Bernie, but it really just is like, why the did you need an old ass white man to say that while we were actively under duress? Why couldn't you listen to a black woman trying to tell you that an active threat was right there?
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Who's black? Because I know you don't mean Kamala Harris, right? Because last time I checked, she told you who she was, right? She want to be Jamaican when she want to be, and that's insulting to us. Because I'm half Jamaican. I want to know who's black. Because she made it damn clear, identified, nigger lips and all, of who she is, who she's not. Okay.
Did you see that the majority of black people voted for this woman, stood together just to say that Democrats are out of touch with the working class? Are black people not the working class?
I made the charge yesterday that Kamala Harris was more progressive, if not equally as progressive as Bernie Sanders when she was a sitting senator. And a lot of Bernie bros and fans got up in their so you just want me to pretend that her voting record in the Senate doesn't exist?
Everything that was used to bash Kamala Harris, we're not using the same criteria for Trump, for Bernie Sanders, for Gavin Newsom, all these people that we're putting her up against. The criteria is just not, it's just never the same.
Yep, I knew this would happen eventually. Didn't think it would be so damn quick. I mean, Trump has ruined America in record time.
Hold on now, Four Eyes. Hold on now, nigger lips. What Trump did so far, like I said, I don't choose sides. I observe. Okay? One thing Trump did do, he identified where money was being spent and who was stealing. You know, when it comes to Elon Musk and so forth, that's another conversation. I'm gonna have a conversation about that one too, because that one needs to be talked about. But overall, as an overall umbrella, it has nothing to do with Trump nor Kamala Harris. A large number, all you Democrats need to get your colon cleaned. You need a colon cleansed. You need to clean out your colon because you're clogged. Blacks that were voted Democrat all of a sudden shifted to Republican. That's what's happened. That's what this is. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump, Kamala Harris. But it has a lot to do with ending what Lyndon B. Jordan said. I would have these niggas voting Democrat for over 2,000 years. That's what it has a lot to do with. It's something how folks say something and put something out there in the universe and people gravitate to it and put their own twist on it and then go on social media with it. That's why I always tell people, you have to look into things instead of looking at things. Now, don't get me wrong. Kamala Harris, she'll make a damn good puppet. Don't say nothing, don't think nothing. She'll make an amazing puppet for the Democratic Party. Because she can't think on her own. Read from the script, do as you're told. Because even during the presidential race, if you looked into her face, really get a close look up in her face, she always had this worried look. What was the other side telling her that y'all don't know about? That we don't know about? The other side was telling her something. Because her facial micros, her body language was telling it. See, if you've worked law enforcement, these type of things you will pick up on. Body language, facial micros, you will pick up on it. When a person will say certain things and an individual gets triggered. Because I'm going to tell you, Trump didn't have to do much in a debate. The moment she said what she wasn't going to do for blacks, she shot herself in the foot. But when I did do the research on Kamala Harris on some of her policies, she did have one policy that stood out to me about the homeless. You know, about doing things for the homeless people. I'm like, that's a damn good policy right there. Now, if she would have leaned in with that, she probably wouldn't have won, but the beating wouldn't have been so bad. Because there is a homeless crisis going on, and the homeless crisis has gotten out of hand in different places, in different states. So, rapid housing, Trump did that for the homeless. The one thing that I do give Obama, when people had them Obama phones and didn't have to worry about paying a bill. So it's certain things. But again, when you sit back and you look at what Trump is doing so far, I can see where a lot of people are triggered because it's exposing them. Transgenders not competing in sports, with regular folk. Paraphrasing. Hell no. I would not want no transgender in the locker room with my daughter changing clothes. Got me fucked up, homie. Be real about it. Be real about it. I appreciate those chiming in. Please put a number 1 in the chat and like the video for your boy. So when it comes to playing sports, you mean to tell me it's okay for transgenders to play sports with regular men? Hell no. We're going to go ahead and X that out. A lot of them were upset. On your birth certificate, you were born a boy or a girl. So there's certain things, again, it's not about what I think. Let me know what y'all think. Leave me a comment. Let's continue to get this work.
It feels like he's already been there for 4 years. He just got back at the White House. Okay. The comparisons are relevant. They are. There are nuances of bias that are hyper-aggressive and some are unknown to the person doing it. This is a great point of reflection and an opportunity for correction. Kamala Harris, the former VP, I do hope she is considering in the future continuing to push the envelope for political power to go back to the left. I hope so.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
That shit ain't gonna happen. That's done. That's done. It's one and done and over with. Time to move on. Based on her view, based on her viewpoints, based on, okay, various of conversations and the various of things. Nah, that's a no-go. She can go ahead and let that slide. Now I hear she's trying to run for governor of California. Yep. I got one thing to say about that.
Idiots are a fool!
So, but we have to stop looking for a savior. Okay? The salvation of progressive policies will not be codified in one human being. It never is. There is no political leader in the history of America who has set the moral compass for the nation.
And it's not going to be Kamala Harris. What's going to set the tone for the nation is your spiritual relationship with the Most High. What's going to set the tone for the nation is individuals continuing to tap into inner self and change your way of thinking. Again, we're living out what's already been prophesied. This already been prophesied and we living it out. I've never seen so many Democrats crash out. I mean, to the point where they were paying black celebrity puppets. Malcolm X talked about that. I did one on that. Black celebrity puppets. Okay? Individuals have a right to choose who they want to choose. Individuals have a right to move how they want to move. You can either be a part of it or not be a part of it. It's not gonna hurt you or damage you because you don't want to be a part of it. There's a lot of individuals that don't get into politics. Because when you have conversations about politics, a lot of motherfuckers get in their feelings. They don't want to hear logic. They don't want to hear truth. They don't want to hear the other side. Their side is the only side that matters. No, people have a right to their opinions. We're all going to agree to disagree. But damn, after that, we live to see another day. I know about Rashid Richie. I know about this brother. Some things I agree with, some things I don't. He reminds me of a Roland Martin, two damn race hustlers. And all you got to do is sit back and listen to their ass talk. And you can peel them black blue, just like a damn banana.
It has always been those who did not have political office, your Dr. Kings of the world, the Malcolm X's of the world, etc. This goes on and on. So the real power has always been with the people, and those closest to the people are able to transform the narrative of the nation. And so I simply want us to get out of the leader to leader comparison when the real issue is us because we're the ones that the leaders permeate from. All right? That's why I'm at with the Reese thoughts.
Well, there was a lot of different things that were covered in that. First of all, before we get to April 5th, we need to get to April 1st, which
Right.
is the special elections in Florida, congressional districts, 1st and 6th district. I want to see if y'all with this protest energy had that same energy to talk to your brethren and sister and your old ass aunties and grandmas and mamas and peepaws and tell them to protect their Social Security and vote Democrat on those two elections. Also, Elon Musk is trying to buy the Wisconsin special election on April 1st. Louisiana has...
Stop. Again, if you are receiving Social Security, you will not be affected. If you are receiving government assistance, Social Security, SSI, and so forth, you will not be affected. You have to pay attention. People say things and throw it up in the air, and other people take it and gravitate to it. Okay? Now, you do got some people that are receiving government benefits illegally. Those going to be the ones that's going to get dealt with. Period. Stop listening to this narrative. They're going to take away Social Security and SSI. No, they not. Now, I will say this. They may increase it, but they're not going to take it away if you're getting it. Let's continue.
4 constitutional amendments on the ballot in March 29th. So everybody wants to talk about protests. Everybody wants to talk about there and performing. They want the Democrats to perform. They want to get out there and perform and wave their posters and wear their pink hats and stuff. Get your ass out and vote. When we have the election results, then that will tell you if it's even worth it. Because if all we're going to do is yell and scream and perform and not get to the heart of things, which is we need electoral power in the local, state, and federal level, then we just out here hollering at each other. We're not.
My thing is this here. If that's the case, I would like to see people, if y'all do vote, don't just vote Democrat. Y'all voted Republican for a reason. Give it a chance. The Democrat Party are saying and doing whatever they can to sway people to vote back to Democrat. I'm seeing it. So if I'm seeing it, I'm quite sure many of y'all are seeing it. Y'all took the time to do the research. Y'all believed in what y'all believed in. Y'all did it. I'm proud of a large number of Blacks for breaking that cycle. Because the Democrats have shown y'all what they really think about y'all. They've shown you in your face what they really think about you. But y'all made some good moves by voting Republican. And that was your choice. You see? But you can't be sucked into this news media bullshit. Spinning this narrative. Stay where you at. Look into things instead of looking at things. The Democrats right now, they trying to get something, any and everything, because they lost it all, including their damn minds. That's why they need to have their colon cleansed.
Not moving the needle. So that's that in terms of that. I think if people do want to protest, more power to you, but people should absolutely look into resources like the ACLU and make sure that you are prepared for these protests, because we're in a different era now. The Donald Trump era is no more First Amendment, okay? Right. And we don't know what people have up their sleeves. We saw an executive order today come out with basically Donald Trump trying to take over DC. So be careful and be diligent and be safe.
And what about the stuff that the Democrats been doing? Now, Democrats ain't no savior. Democrats been doing worse. A lot of the events that have been taking place in the world was caused by Democrats. So, I mean, are we really safe? Because the Democrats was doing shit right in front of our face. The difference is now versus then people are seeing it and calling them out on it and doing something about it. Large number of black men and women did something about it. 200 years. You, from high school to junior high, you were taught to vote Democrat, but no one couldn't tell you why. Hell, I remember in high school, I was being told to vote Democrat, but when I asked why, just do it. No one couldn't tell me. But the moment I voted Republican, I got in trouble. I got detention. I got suspended. First, I got detention. But when I didn't change it, I refused to change it, I got suspended for a day. Talk to me. Talk back. Talk back. Now it makes sense. Then I started educating myself. Then my dad was educating all of us. Then we seen the video where Lyndon B. Jordan said. Then we seen the video where Malcolm X said. Oh, okay. Now it begins to make sense. All these natural disasters and all these events they take. Who has something to do with that? Democrats. News media. Democrats. Always trying to destroy someone's character. The more bad we put on an individual, we will make many turn on that individual. Never once will we talk about the good that that individual has done. But we want to put bad on that individual to discredit his character, to assassinate his character. And have the people believing this about this individual. I'm paraphrasing. Y'all know where I'm going with it. But this time around, in this generation, a large number of black men and women said, "Hell to the no." I respect it.
It's the first and foremost part. Now, as far as Vice President Kamala Harris, I don't think it's a Kamala Harris thing. Democratic leaders have a tendency to fall back and show deference to the incumbent and the next incoming administration. We saw that happen with President Obama. We saw that where pretty much, the leaders of the past, they don't tend to get involved in what the Republicans are doing. Republicans do not have that same energy. And so absolutely, Vice President Kamala Harris fought a valiant fight. She told us what would happen. She could just tweet every single day, "I told you so, I told you so, I told you so," and that would probably be enough.
I'm trying to understand, what did she say? Because even in the presidential debate, she wasn't saying nothing. But see, the same energy that you throwing at Republicans, saying about Republicans, is the same energy Republicans have been saying about Democrats. When Democrats did shit, they did it right in front of your face. And they showed you what they was going to do. Kamala Harris would not have been a good candidate to be a president. We would have been the laughing stock. United States of America would have been the laughing stock. She does not have what it takes to lead this nation. However, she'd be a great puppet for the Democrat Party, because that's what she would have been doing. The Democratic Party would have gave her some information. You read from the script. Don't say nothing. Don't think nothing. Don't speak on your own. Don't laugh, breathe, or sneeze until we tell you to. Okay? We saw Democrats crash out. We see them lash out. We see them angry. We even heard about some Democrats unaliving themselves. We've seen it and heard it. See, the Democrats, they don't fall back. They don't. They try and try and try. They come up with new ways to try to get you to sway your vote back to Democrat. This is what they're doing. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to sway your vote, sway you to sway your vote back to Democrat. Because as of right now, the Democratic Party doesn't have a leg to stand on. And we can go back. We can go back to this right here. And we see certain states, they used to be blue states, is now red states. We see this. This is up close and personal. I'm bringing it to you raw and uncut. You've seen it for yourself. The proof is in the pudding. Go in here. The proof is in the pudding. What more can I say? What more can I say when I tell you that the Democratic Party did a lot of rigging, a lot of shucking and jiving? I'm just saying. Let's go back.
But she did her job. So she has no obligation to now come and save the day when y'all couldn't even get out and vote and save her and save the country at the same time.
But they did do that. Why should the Black Americans save someone who sat up there and said on national TV, I'm not going to do nothing for Blacks? Why? Answer that question. Don't worry, I'll sip my bourbon and wait. Because you don't have an answer. She the one who said it. She the one who shot herself in the foot. It's the reason. The Democratic Party is the reason why everything is so damn sky high. Now, at the end of it all, it started making sense. Monies that you're supposed to give to help certain people in certain places, in certain spaces, you giving it to Ukraine and all of them and other countries. But what about helping those in your own country? You help in funding militaries in other countries. What about taking care of the military in your own country? What the fuck? Seriously. You got families that are homeless. You got people that are homeless. What about taking care of them, helping them get off the street? What about putting together certain programs to help them? Now I see why Ron DeSantis tore off in your ass, Kamala Harris. Now I see why Ron DeSantis tore off in your ass, Joe Biden. Help me make it make sense. Can I be making this shit up? I cannot be making this shit up right here.
With that being said, if she wants a political future, it would behoove her to just be a little bit more visible. I think we can admit that for political calculus, just self-preservation purposes, it would be nice to not have to defend her not saying nothing. Okay. So just give a little inch, just dip your toe in. That's it. Just come out, Hillary Clinton said but her emails every now and again. Just give us a little something. That would not hurt. But then the last thing that I will say is nothing that any particular Democratic political leader will appease people, because what people really want to hear is they want to hear that they can sit at home and not vote. They can sit up there and play their purity politics. They can have their red lines, allow the Republicans to get a trifecta majority in the House, overtake the Senate, win the White House, when Donald Trump has packed the Supreme Court 6-3, and not have to live under a Trump, MAGA, Elon Musk, Doge agenda. They cannot tell you that, because what happens is, though, to the winner goes the spoils. And unfortunately, the spoils is America, and they spoiling shit in record time. So nobody's going to be able to tell you what you want to hear, because elections have consequences, period. So to your point, Dr. Ritchie, the power now has to come from the people. We do not have the privilege to wait until January 2027 to get a new Congress. And if we can even understand that assignment, we need to be mobilizing and putting pressure right now on the Republicans in all these states and at the federal level to.
It's not going to happen. You can try, but you're not going to get far, because individuals have made up their mind. They standing on business. They standing on what they believe. They standing on what they felt that is best for them for right now. The Democrat Party has shown individuals how they really feel about you, what they really think about you. And it's sad. It is sad to say that. It really is. It is really sad to say that. And when you look at the damage that has been done, you're talking about people seeing that video. Having these N-words vote Democrat for over 200 years. It's something about the black vote that holds weight. So when you go back to that, and then you spring forward, and you look at how these Democrats are crashing out and behaving, the people have a right. It's going to be a minute before the Democratic Party, sees daylight. Because right now, there has been a shift in voters. And that's where it really comes down to. It has nothing to do with Kamala Harris. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump. But what it has to do with how a large number of black men and women have shifted their vote from Democrat to Republican. Democrats ain't having it. Democrats are mad. Democrats are crashing out. This right here slapped them in the face. And they trying to recover. That's like, picture you fall into a ditch. A 6-foot ditch. You 6 foot deep in a ditch. And you trying to get out, but you can't. You trying each and every way to get out of that ditch, but you can't. And then you get mad, you get discouraged. Here comes all these feelings and emotions because you can't get out of this ditch. But yet, it was your ass that fell in the ditch. That's where the American people stand. That's where the Democrat Party stands right now. And it's only going to get worse. I think there's a lot more to say, and then we're going to close out.
Change course. They are not completely united. We can do something. We have to make it uncomfortable, whether that's what we're doing with boycotts, whether that's what we're doing in terms of making calls, 5 calls a day, or whether that's what we're doing, showing up at the ballot box, flipping some seats, making them pull back Elise Stefanik's nomination and protest. And let's have an all of the above approach instead of just yelling at Democrats, telling them what you want to do.
Yeah, that's right. And all politics is local, as we say. We got to get some wins, got to get some W's under the belt. And it should not be difficult in the midst of everyone around you, if not you yourself, losing.
And with that being said, let's continue to have an understanding. Let's continue to look at things the way that they are. Let's continue to see things for what they are. Okay? You have a black man, a black woman here on the screen telling people they need to vote Democrat. They need to come back. And there's a reason why I took it to this screen and I froze it so you can see. When it comes to how black men and black women choose their votes, that's their choice. That's what they chose. But it will always go back to what Lyndon B. Jordan said. Now it makes sense. It will go back to what Malcolm X said about black celebrity puppets, how the Democrats always use black celebrity puppets to sway the black voters, to keep them in line, give them a show. They also use Kirk Franklin and all of them. Dude, when you really look at this past presidential election, it was sad. It was horrible. Meg Thee Stallion coming out twerking. Cardi B didn't know what to say, but she was damn near having a hissy fit because her assistant didn't bring her damn phone. Beyonce came out. They thought they was going to get a show, and she spoke for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and bounced. They was doing so much persuasion. Oh, the killer. Oh, the killer. Obama came out and spoke to black men. What the hell that be about? And the things that he was saying. But see, even the look on Obama's face when he came out and he addressed the black men, even he had that look. I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to be here. I'm being told to show up. Like I said, what was the other side saying? What was the other side telling them? This is what people got to use their mind and think about. That other side. It's your side versus the other side. And the other side lost. They asses crashed out. You saw the Democrats say things and did things right in front of your damn face. And you had a large number of black men and women calling that shit out. They called it out. Once again, let's take it back. Okay? Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Y'all know this was rigged, right? Y'all know this was rigged. If that was the case, and Kamala Harris had it sold, how come they were having black celebrities pressing black men and women for their votes? Unless they asses was losing. But when they print this out, Kamala Harris is winning. Bullshit. Because if Kamala Harris was really winning, they wouldn't be having the black celebrities come out pressing black men and women. You wouldn't sit up there and have a large number of black women getting on the black men like they was getting on them for. Man, it was terrible. But see, People started reading between the lines. People started doing their research. Wait a minute, it's not adding up. The math ain't mathing. Come to find out, all they did was switch the damn names. Because if you reverse it, Trump had more votes than Kamala Harris. See, Trump had more votes than Kamala Harris. Look at the map. That should tell you something. This is proof. I'm giving you proof. And lo and behold, what happened? It came out that Kamala Harris was paying news media, was paying Google. Shit was being rigged. There you go. Same thing with that whole COVID-19. They were pressing so many people to take the berry punch, even down to you losing your job. And you know who they were targeting, right? Okay. Do we really need to have a conversation? Do we really need to have a conversation? Who they were really targeting? Black men and women? Do we really need to go there with it? Because we can if we want to. It wasn't until Kerry Mullis said, you know who Kerry Mullis is? Kerry Mullis is the man who invented the PCR test machine that folk have been using. He said, I invented that machine. It cannot detect if a person has COVID or not. And after he made that statement in an interview, he mysteriously vanished. Need I say more? So who's the mastermind behind all of these events? Democrats. Why? Because when you have natural disasters, when you have chaos, that's when money is being made. But it also opens the door for martial law. So people, you have to be careful. People, you have to know how to move. Beautiful Americans and patriots, you got to know how to move. Don't feed in to the narratives. Don't feed into the bullshit. Don't do something that's going to open up a door for martial law. Now, because of what's going on, now they have a right to send people to come see you. Don't feed into it. There's beautiful, amazing men and women out there. It don't matter what color you are. It don't matter who you are. You are amazing. You are wonderful. You are awesome. Do not fall into the fuckery. Continue to do your research. You know how the news media get down. You know that. You know that. We all know that. We all know how they move. Just look into it. Until then, and only then,